Hello folks and welcome back to my channel. I am Makoto and we are in Minecraft, and today is a very big day because today is the day that Snapshot 21W37A dropped. Ooh, and it's very slow. And 21W37A is important because this is the first actual snapshot for 1.18. That's right, all the test snapshots are now done. We are now in regular snapshot, I know I could get those words out, season. Say that 10 times fast. And I'm looking forward to actually having snapshots for 1.18 for the next couple of months before it goes live sometime later in this year. I say today is a big day because I'm recording this on the day that the snapshot has actually dropped. And I have created a brand new world inside of said snapshot so that we can sort of look around in survival mode and actually sort of get the survival experience for 1.18. What is 1.18 going to feel like based on this snapshot? Now, I know Waddles and Pixel Riffs and a few other people have done snapshot survival stuff in their test snapshots. I wanted to wait till the actual snapshot hit so that we actually had as close to the full release feeling as we could get. And in my world, I'll go ahead and type this in here so you have the seed. Here's the seed to this particular world. We spawn right next to an ocean over there, but also one of the new aquifers. So if you haven't been paying attention, or you haven't been keeping up, I should say, not necessarily paying attention, world generation has changed in so many different ways with 1.18. I mean, look at that, we've got like some icebergs over there. That's just a couple little icebergs with some turtles right next to it. We've got more icebergs off that direction. Looks like we've got a snowy tundra over there, which may or may not be one of the newer versions of the snowy tundras. But these aquifers are cool because these actually, if you go down here, are going to send you into a subterranean cave. They're going to send you into basically a flooded cave down here with these aquifers. And you find these all over the place. This is not my first test world, by the way, in the new snapshot. This is actually my fourth. This is my fourth, because the first one spawned me on an island with nothing around me. The second one spawned me in the middle of a giant ocean. So both of those weren't exactly, the best for looking at these new features that involve caves and cliffs when you're in the middle of an ocean. The third one actually spawned me in a fairly cool location, and I actually got right next to like some of the new snowy stuff, an ice spikes biome, a bunch of other stuff, which was really cool. But I wanted to do a completely brand new, fresh start here, just to go over this and see what is going on with this. So we've got to do all the Minecraft things we normally do, which is going to start with punching this tree to get some wood, so we get some tools, so we can get some stone going, and then we're going to go out and explore the world and see if we can find some of the newer features in this particular world. Specifically, I'm looking for a lush cave, I'm looking for a dripstone cave, I'm looking for some of the new meadows, I'm looking for some of the new stony peaks, I'm looking for some giant mountains if we can find them. So basically, I'm looking for all the new stuff. So we'll see if we can find any of said new stuff out here once we get some basic Minecrafty kind of work done. And now that we've got a full set of stone tools, I'm going to go wandering over into the snowy biome and see exactly what we can see. The new rivers, by the way, really cool looking. I mean, they're much bigger than the rivers we're used to seeing. They make a lot more sense geologically and geographically. So really, really cool there. Now, this is, what biome are we actually in here? So we are in a snowy taiga. So this is just the standard kind of snowy taiga. But I mean, even that, if you look at the way that the world generates here with the way that the terrain generates, it's much more interesting than before. Like, snowy taigas in the vanilla game before this were kind of flat and kind of uninteresting, and there wasn't a lot of variety or depth to them at all. But with the new generation, see, look at this, look how cool this is. With the new generation, they become more interesting just with the different elevations and the fact that you have things spawning next to it that seem to make more sense. Like, you've got icebergs over there. Where are we now? We're now in a snowy tundra. Okay. Ooh, foxes. Hello. So it makes it more interesting just with the new generation, making the terrain more robust, more in depth. So I really, really like that. So let's keep going and see what else we can find here. Well, I thought we had found our first lush cave, but that just looks like normal world gen down there. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, it's not one of the new biomes. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Yes, it is. Because that over there, that is clay, and that is drip leaf. So this is a lush cave. Ooh, how very cool. So, and how would you like to be walking along and just, accidentally fall into something like this? I mean, falling into a cave just in regular vanilla is usually bad, or falling into a crevice, but imagine falling into this, because this is going down to, like the center of the earth down here. But I think we should definitely go take a look at this and explore a little bit. Those creepers are going to give us problems, but I think if we're careful, we shouldn't die. Or at least I hope that we won't die. So, yeah, here's to hoping. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Whee! Oh, look at that. It's a really cool lush cave, too. Wow, with mobs everywhere. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Luckily enough, when you go down in one of these caves, typically you're going to have coal deposits that are going to spawn out. You've got some iron over there, which is really helpful. We're going to actually do that because I need a shield, like right now. So I need a shield and some torches, but luckily we've got everything we need down here to make a shield and some torches. And, take care of this spider while we're at it. Get out of my face. And the zombie, why not? And you too, out of my face. Thank you. Oh, look, another spider spawned. That's fantastic. Nope, come here. Ow. Okay, this isn't going anywhere near as well as I'd hoped it would. So now that we've made the area a little bit safer and have some basic gear, some pants, some boots, a hat, and a shield, let's talk about what we're seeing here. So the first thing you're going to notice is this right here, this lapis that just sort of shows up. So we're at Y level 28. Which, I mean, it didn't seem like that far from the surface, but it's a ways down here. So you are going to see a lot of things like lapis, like iron, gold, are going to be open air spawning a lot more than we are used to seeing in current generation of Minecraft. So you're going to see a lot more of these just sort of open veins of ore everywhere versus, oh, I didn't look at the Enderman, did I? Good. just checking. So you're going to see a lot more of that spawning in here than you are in the current vanilla game, because, I mean, obviously you would think that would kind of happen because there is just more territory down here that's open to the air. It's just, I can't get over how cool this cave looks with these waterfalls here and all that. And this isn't even one of the new caves. This is just standard generation now. This is how caves are going to look. So you're going to see a lot more open air spawning of things like lapis and gold and diamonds too when you get down to further levels than you are right now in the current vanilla experience. Let me make some more torches so we can light some more of this stuff up, and well, I can run around while we're talking. And why do I have snow? I don't need snow. I don't need snow. Get rid of the snow. Thank you. So, and because there's more iron down here we want to grab. So that's the first thing that you're going to notice in a lot of these in the new cave generation, is you're going to have a lot more ores that are going to be spawning to the open air than you're used to seeing currently. Secondly, I don't believe, basically, based on what I read on the changelog, I don't believe they have put in the new mob spawning mechanics yet with light levels. In other words, mobs are still going to spawn at light levels of under 8. Right now. They haven't changed it around so that it has to be complete darkness, I don't think. And just based on what we're seeing here, I'd say that's a fairly safe assumption to make. Is there's still, because if you look around here, I've had to light up this whole area quite a bit to keep mobs from spawning in this little enclave of safety that I've hollowed out over here. But if you go look over in this direction, you're going to see that there are mobs that are spawning, like over there on the cliff face, down there, in the beginning of the lush cave biome. So you're going to see that there's still... Did I hear spider? No. Okay. You're going to see there's still spawning is still occurring down there because they haven't actually implemented those particular changes just yet. So it's kind of a half and half right now of old versus new as far as a lot of the generation. Pardon me while I eat the remains of the zombie. Thank you. We need to go get more food or better food or something. So let me make a chest plate real fast. We've got the full suite of diamond armor, or not diamond armor, of iron armor on, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, cool. So we can go get some glowberries, and that'll actually take care of our food for right this second. So yes, it's right now. It's still even though it's a snapshot, it's still half and half old gen versus new gen for a lot of this stuff because they just haven't implemented some of these things yet into the snapshots, probably because they're still testing them, I would suspect. I mean, the whole idea, well, that pickaxe broke. The whole idea of these snapshots is to test out the things that they've been in testing, and the testing snapshots, don't get it confused. The testing snapshots were totally alphas for what's going on. You know what? This wooden pickaxe can just go. I really don't need it. I don't know why I picked these pumpkins either. Anyway, so let's make ourselves a new stone pickaxe. We're going to make ourselves an iron pickaxe in case we run into any kind of ores that we want to generate. Let's just set these pumpkins down for right now. We'll deal with them later. And dirt. Why did I bring dirt? Well, notice that the one thing you're missing down here is, trees. There's no source of wood down here. So if you're going to come down here right away and start tooling around, either bring a bunch of wood with you or bring the ability to make more. I brought the ability to make more with me in the form of 4 of these spruce saplings that we're just going to go ahead and plant up in here with some light around them so that after we get back, they should have actually grown a little bit and we'll have a renewable source of wood while we're tooling around down in these caves. So that's pretty much, this is how caves are going to look. And that's what I can't get over is the fact that this is how it's going to be. And I mean, how cool is this? And it's just, it's so pretty. I mean, what is that down there? That's the beginning of Deep Slate. So we can actually get all the way down to Deep Slate level from this cave that's right next to spawn. How cool is that? We're going to have problems with, sleeping here soon because I don't have a bed. And so this is the stuff that I saw from upstairs. So it was a lush cave biome. So because that's clay, because this lush cave biome goes all the way over there. That's really, really cool. That's really, it's just, like I said, it just blows my mind that this is how the game is going to be now. After having played the game for 4 years and seeing how much it is changing with this particular update is just unbelievable. I mean, it changed a lot in 1.13, obviously, with the aquatic update, 1.14, with the village and pillage update. I mean, they changed a lot of the mechanics. They changed a lot of the way you do things, but they didn't overhaul the game to this point. So we're used to changes. We're used to things changing. We're used to things getting better, but we're not used to, hello, Mr. Zombie. We're not used to just wholesale overhauling of so many of the basic game mechanics that we're used to seeing. I mean, it's just, it's fantastic. It's really cool to see. I'm really glad they did this. All right, let me grab a couple more resources here, get some torches, and we'll go down and check out that lush cave. And armed with my brand new iron sword, a shield, a whole stack of torches, and a whole belly full of rotten flesh, it's time to go over and check out these caves over here. Now, you're going to notice I'm getting some serious amount of lag over here. I don't know. Oh, no. As I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, so you're gonna notice I'm getting some serious amounts of lag here. Now, my computer is no slouch, okay? It's not the supercomputer it once was because, it's a couple years old at this point. But it's still a really good computer, and I am having issues loading some of the stuff that's over here. I really am. I mean, I should put the microphone next to the computer and you can hear it. It sounds like it's basically a 737 on takeoff at this point because it's really demanding loading all this stuff for the game, and the fact that regardless of the fact that we actually have this now and the snapshots here and all that, this still isn't 100% optimized, okay? So just, if you're running an older computer, just understand that you're going to have instances where the computer is going to struggle to load all this stuff, because this is a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of entities on the screen. There's a lot of stuff happening. Ooh, that's all clay. That's really cool. Neat. And you got lily pads, and we need this, because that is our first big drip leaf. Sweet. And this. We'll take that too. We'll take all the drip leaf. I don't know why. don't know why I'm taking it, because there's really not much you can honestly do with it right at this moment. So, but yeah, that's all clay. Look at the amount of clay that we've got in here. That, like, if you enjoy, and ooh, axolotls, yay! If you enjoy building with, is that a blue? No, okay. If you enjoy building with stone brick and brick textures and things, finding one of these is going to be a godsend for you, because you can mine this whole thing out, and you can probably have an entire shulker box worth of bricks once all said and done. I think that is one of the new flowers over there too. So let's go down here and check this out. This is just, it's so cool. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so well done. It's so impressive. I mean, look at this. I mean, it goes down to dripstone level. So, and when I was saying there wasn't wood down here, I was kind of misleading you, because yes, you do have these azalea trees that'll spawn down here, the flowering and the regular. Oh, hey, string. I need string. But the problem is you need bone meal for that. Now, you can, if you've brought down some wood with you, you can get bone meal out of these, because you can basically grab these moss blocks and you can compost those. So you can make a composter and make bone meal that way. And that's probably what we're going to do, because there's tons of this stuff down here. So we're just going to go ahead and grab all this, because it's insta-break with a stone hoe, which is fabulous for us. So, like, all this can be composted down into bone meal, and that's probably what we're going to do once we get back upstairs here. Because we did have a couple of those zombies that we fought to save up the area before dropped potatoes, so we actually do have a food source as well. And of course, you've got the standard food source like mushrooms grow down here. But the main food source for you, unless you're able to actually get something up, so if you're doing like a cave only survival world just to see what the lush caves are all about and get used to them, is your main source of food is probably going to be these right here, and that is glowberries. Notice they're not a very good food source. They just aren't. Let's go ahead and grab some of these. Whoa, no. Wrong one. Let's grab these while we're at it over here. Let's get some vines. Sure, why not? So those are going to be your main food source probably for a while you're down here and getting a farm up and running for whatever your preferred food of choice is. They're not a good food source. They give you the same amount that sweet berries do, which is 1. So you basically get 1 little meat shank bar back from each glowberry that you take here. So yeah, they're not an efficient food source. They'll do in a pinch, but they're not really a very good survival food, just simply because of the fact that they don't give you much back. Now, having said that, since you do have access to all this moss down here, so you can actually make bone meal fairly easily if you've got a composter and thought ahead and brought some wood with you, or you're just, want to go on a skeleton killing spree, then fine. I mean, you can survive off of them, but they're not great. they're not even necessarily good. So, yeah, you probably want to switch over to a different food source as soon as possible, because yeah, these things not the best, not the best. So there's that, but they do make great lighting sources. So if you're doing an underground playthrough, grabbing some glowberries, getting some bone mealing up a bunch of glowberries, and then using them for lighting, really viable option. So, and we've got spiders over there. We've got more lush cave going that direction. And then, of course, we've got all the brick, all the clay to make terracotta and brick you could ever possibly shake a stick at. So it's really, really neat. And I loved this terraced look that you've got here going on. Oh, it's so pretty. And you see these in a lot of the biomes too. You'll see like these little mountain lakes that are terraced mountain lakes that are just amazing looking. So yeah, that's what we got over here. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these glowberries. We'll go upstairs, we'll make ourselves some food, and then maybe we might actually head off and see what else we can find out here. See if we can find maybe some other biomes and check those out, because I mean, this is really cool, and I could easily spend the rest of this video in here. I very easily could. It would be no problem to do that, and I would love every second of it. But there's other new stuff that we want to see too. So let's go back and get some things put together, maybe get some better food going, and see what else we can find. So it is with no small amount of regret that we leave behind the Lush Cave, but in case you are on the seed and you want to check this out, here are the coordinates for this particular cave. You're basically at negative 35 by 119, and there'll be a giant entrance right there for you to see from the surface, just basically going down into these water streams that converge down here. So very, very cool. All right, let's go see what else we can find that is in the new stuff, the realm of new stuff. Oop, that is the wrong water stream. I don't want to go up that one. I want to go up that one here. So let's go see what else we can find. I did, however, find the strangest bug while wandering along, and of course it's night because, oh hey, igloo. Apparently the rain isn't making any sound. That's kind of interesting, and it's raining in a snowy environment. Oh, and it's got a... Oh, this is definitely helpful. We just got to figure out how to get in. There we go. There we go. Figured it out. Let's put that in there so no one can get in. And we've got a bed, which is good because I haven't seen any sheep, like, at all. So we have an igloo. Nice. Not a new feature, however, so we'll just go downstairs and get all the goodies. And, oh, that's interesting. It's completely underwater down here. There we go. Well, that's fun. All right. Well, I'm going to grab all this stuff and cure up the zombie because I can. So here we are slightly away from where I cured up that zombie villager because I could. And you're going to see another... first of all, God, this is just so pretty. I mean, just the little bit of elevation in this and the little bit of work on the rivers just makes it feel like a completely different biome. But as you can see, if you look up at the biome there, we're in a frozen river over here. We're in, if I can find it here, there it is, a snowy taiga here. But then if you look over there, you're going to see we do have some of the larger spruce trees. And now we're in where we go from snowy taiga to giant tree taiga, which is apparently a new biome. And this goes on for a little bit, but not too far. As you see, it ends over there. This is the idea of microbiomes inside of Minecraft. Now, they've been working on microbiomes off and on for all of the practice snapshots that they were doing. Ooh, hello. I will totally take some of you. Thank you very much. Now, they've been working on this in all of the experimental snapshots because a lot of the microbiomes that they were trying to do really kind of generated oddly. You'd have, a mesa microbiome in the center of, a snowy desert. And I mean, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense from a geological perspective. So they've been working on the microbiomes to basically have microbiomes still in the game, which I think is a really cool idea, but make them so that they made more sense. So you're not going to see a savanna in the middle of a plains biome, for instance. You're not going to see a desert in the center of a snowy taiga. You will see microbiomes like this, though, where you've got the giant tree taiga inside of the snowy taiga. So, or vice versa in some cases. Or sometimes you'll see a snow-capped peaks microbiome within a snowy tundra. So the microbiomes are still there, and they're still being used. It's just they're being used a little bit more intelligently by Minecraft inside. So we got 37. That's probably enough. I mean, we probably won't use most of this stuff anyway, since I'm just using this as a test. But, ooh, hello. We'll definitely take the sugarcane while we're at it, too. So that's another one of the things that is changing with this new version of Minecraft, 1.18, is the idea of having these microbiomes inside of larger areas. So it gives you more diversity and makes it more interesting just in general, which I really approve of. So, sweet. All right, let's keep going. And here we have the first taste, anyway, of some new, more mountainous terrain, although these are now basically going to be considered hills rather than mountains. So these would have been mountains anywhere else in Minecraft until now, but now they are just considered to be hills. And even though they're just hills, once again, you look at the generation and you see this just more interesting, more diverse, more robust generation to the mountains here. I mean, they look more like mountains. You don't have those sheer flat sides like you do in Minecraft currently. You've got some trees growing at the top there, which is really kind of cool. You've got this little spar jutting out over there. That's like, if I was building a base and I wanted to build in this particular biome, I might think about having my base like a hanging base or something under there. That'd be really cool. And then you've got this giant cave entrance over here that we're going to go take a look at too, just maybe because we can find a dripstone cave. And you'll notice my computer is now running even slower because I've turned my render distance up to 32 chunks, and it does not like it at all. So there's no cave entrance here, but it's just this little alcove. But I bet if you go down here, yep, there we go. You can see this actually goes down into a subterranean cave. I'm not going to go down here because I don't have respiration. I will drown. We're not going to do that. Thank you very much. In fact, we're going to sleep because it's night and we need to do that. But that is the first taste of what's to come, I would hope. And now that we're on top of that mountain, we can kind of get a little bit better lay of the land here. That's just so neat. That little spur of rock over there next to the frozen ocean with the icebergs. And I didn't realize how far this tundra goes. Look at this. It just goes on forever. So, ruined portal. Hey, how about that? So, I mean, you got the areas that go down to the ground here on the sides and go into that subterranean cave. But I mean, this thing is it's just huge. I mean, we're going to have to go all the way across there to see if we can find anything because, like I said, I'm at max render distance right now. And there's lots of cool things. This river that comes down here, this frozen river is awesome. I mean, you got a little bit of mountains over there, too. Once again, kind of hills rather than mountains. You've got a snowy beach right there. I mean, the world generation is just so much better in 1.18 as far as just the difference between the two. Like, if you pulled this up on a 1.17 seed, I bet you'd still have a snowy taiga here, but it wouldn't be anywhere near this interesting, I don't think, because you wouldn't have the rivers, you wouldn't have... the iceberg, like this little iceberg biome, another microbiome right in the middle there, like a frozen lake. That's really interesting. It's just neat. It's neat to see how much better the generation is now in the game versus how it is in 1.17 and before. So it's such a great feeling to get on top of this tree and see that there. And it's like you feel like you're stranded in the middle of nowhere. You really do because you kind of are, but. In regular Minecraft, if you just run far enough, you'll find a plains biome or something, or the snow will end. Here, I don't know if I'm ever going to get out of this biome. I mean, I may be stuck in snowy taiga forever. So we'll just have to see. So I'm going to run that direction and see what we can find. See if we can find something else, and maybe find some of these just giant mountains that we've seen in some other people's videos, too, while we're at it. So let me hop down, and we'll go that direction. Well, I got distracted because I saw a village there just at the very end when I was running down the hill. But then, coming out of the fog of that, we see this. And we hear barking dogs. But we see this. This strikes me as the first real mountain that we have seen on this particular seed. I mean, look at that. We got to go investigate that. Absolutely. Well, once my computer stops hating me, my GPU is going to jump out of my computer and start strangling me in a second. So let's go raid this village, and then we're going to go climb that mountain because just that looks nuts. So the closer I get to this, the more impressive it is. I've turned my render distance down to 20 chunks again because, good lord, the generation's great. I mean, all of the things they've added are great. They just really need to work on optimizing now for future snapshots. Because, I mean, and this is an issue you always run into with snapshots just in general, is that they're not as optimized and they're not as clean as the game. And you expect that after a while. Ooh, aquifer. Really now? Well, that's kind of neat. We'll have to go exploring that's for sure. And you get this little area underneath that's been sort of carved out. Imagine, like, if you were doing, I'm going to date myself here because some of you probably weren't even born when this movie was made. Anyone remember the movie Goonies? You remember the bit at the very end where the pirate ship is in a cove inside of a cave and inside of a mountain? That's kind of what this reminds me of. So, like, you could totally build a pirate ship right in there. Wow. Yeah, and have it, because I mean the river kind of goes out there, but not quite. But yeah, you could totally build a pirate ship in there and just sort of cover it up and have, like, your Goonies pirate cove. That's really, really interesting. All right, let's go around and check out this mountain a little bit closer. So right underneath the mountain, we have this area here, which it's just a little tunnel through the mountain. I mean, nothing spectacular, but Isn't that cool? Like, you could make your base here. And then it goes down, 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 ring of fire. But it goes down into what I can only guess is another... Should we go down and investigate? Let's go investigate. Why not? We're here to investigate things and find cool stuff on this seed. So let's go take a look at it and see what we can find down here. Because this looks dangerous. This looks like I'm going to die. So let's check this out down. I'm like, wow, it just keeps going. Yeah, we can't do that because I have no way to breathe under here. Doors. Can we make doors? I bet we can. Let's see. Yeah, we can definitely make doors. Cool. All right, hang on. All right, we got ourselves some doors. Let's go down and investigate this a little bit closer, shall we? So, let's see. Oh, look at this. It's night and day difference compared to the current game. I mean, get in there before you drown. Thank you. It's just looking at it. I mean, we got some ores there, of course, but just this little subterranean cave. It's just such a neat thing. All right, let's go down a little bit further. What's down here? Down here we've got a dead end. Okay. So some of these subterranean caves they're gonna be neat looking, but they're not gonna really go anywhere because, I mean, you know, not every cave goes everywhere. And I know it's very dark. I apologize. I'd say turn up your brightness if you could, because yeah, I don't have night vision or anything. We're in survival here, so we've got some coal over there. We've got some more copper. We've got tons of resources. It's just a matter of getting to them. All right, let's put down another door. Get inside before we drown. There we go. No, inside. There we go. And yeah, so yeah, this cave may not end up going anywhere, but it's still worth exploring just on the off chance that you end up in a dripstone cave or a lush cave or a mine shaft or anything, anything cool like that. And this is right off the bat. I'm doing this. It's not like I've got an elytra and everything else going for me. Oh, look at this. Hey, ways to breathe. Fantastic. And then it just keeps going in that direction. It goes out that way. We go back. This is the cove. So we're back to the cove that we were in. And it's nighttime, of course. So we're back to where we started over here, where I didn't want to go down. But apparently we're right back there again. Ow. So let's go over here and check this side out a little bit. And it looks like we've found another entrance to this particular underground area. And we have some glow light on the walls up there, so it's a little bit lit up at least. But just, all under the mountain, you have this stuff going on. So, ow. Or is this the cove? One of the two. So there was one cove, and then there's another area here. And this just keeps going and going and going. And it might dump out. Nope, this is the cove. Okay. It's so neat. Now, it might keep going a little bit further down there, but I don't want to really risk it because there are places to breathe. But, yeah, if I get stuck down there, it's pretty much game over. So we're going to go ahead and sleep for the night, and then we're going to go up the mountain on this side and see what we can see from the top of it. And one of the reasons I keep mentioning this whole... I'm in survival, so we can't do X, Y, and Z. And I can hear you out there saying, well, why are you in survival? Why don't you go over to creative or spectator and just do it there? And we can actually see everything that's on the seed. We can get run around. And there's a very simple reason for that, is that most of the time, the vast majority of players, and that includes y'all out there who are watching this, are going to be seeing this stuff in survival mode. You're not going to be seeing it in spectator or creative. You're going to be seeing it in survival. So my goodness, this mountain is tall. So basically, I want to try and keep this as close to the experience that everyone else is going to have, including myself, which means we're not going to be running around in spectator or we're not going to be running around in spectator or creative mode most of the time if we are playing this in survival, which is kind of the point. So while running around in creative or spectator is fine. If you want to do that, go for it. It's not like I'm shaming you for not being in survival. It's like, how dare you not be playing survival? No, I don't care. You can play however you want. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to play in survival, great. If you want to play in creative, that's fine. If you just want to be in spectator and just look around and stuff, go for it. I don't mind. You play the game however you want to play it. However you get the most enjoyment and entertainment out of the game, you do that. But I'm looking at this from the perspective of a survival player versus a where's my cobblestone at? There it is. Versus a someone who's in creative mode kind of player. That's why I'm not switching back and forth from survival, creative, and spectators, because I want to get the full survival experience as much as I possibly can for 1.18 based on what I'm seeing here. And what I'm seeing here, I mean, just look at how cool this is. But now we can see all the way out to that mountain over there that we had looked at before. We can see the village over there. We can see the beginning of the tundra, the icebergs. So we can see the slow change from the snowy biomes into the non-snowy biomes, which is where we are at right now. As we're in sort of a, what is this anyway? What is this considered? This is actually considered a plains up here. That's interesting. So if we go over this direction, does it change? Nope. This is now plains on top of here. So if you need a plains, there you go. That's really a plains, honestly and truly. But now we can see all the way out there as far as our 32 chunks will go. So there's all the icebergs and everything. I mean, just the beauty of the world generation. I mean, you've got these little inland lakes going into the sea over there. There's an ocean monument over there too. I mean, this is a really good seed, by the way. I mean, this is a really good seed. So, but it's really beautiful. I mean, the new generation is great, but I mean, just being this high up, what Y level are we at anyway? Let me see here. We're at 169. So the mountain here, if you count that little spire, goes up to probably about 170 something. So this is it. This is the new generation. This is the way it looks. Now, I sort of was looking around on Chunkbase on this particular seed. Unfortunately, they don't have the snapshot stuff loaded, so I can't tell you exactly where things are at. I mean, we could go into spectator mode and all that, but I think actually we've done a pretty good job of looking at some of the new stuff that's here, talking about the new generation, looking at the new mountains. I mean, just and like I said, this is like the new normal. You're going to run into this kind of stuff all the time, like that go up to 150, 160, 170. You'll occasionally find those huge mountains that go to 250. But I mean, we found a huge cave. We found a huge lush cave. We found some of the new cave systems. We've got another aquifer down there that goes somewhere. We've explored underneath this particular cave just to see the types of generation you're going to see under that. The new iceberg biomes, the way that the biomes generate and how cool those look. I mean, I am so excited for this change in Minecraft because it changes everything. It absolutely changes everything about the game. That it's never going to be the same again after this, and that's okay because I think all of these changes are for the better. I mean, just the amount of beauty that they've injected into the game just by changing a few basic things. I mean, if you look at what they've really changed, what have they changed? They've changed world height, they've changed world depth, they've changed the way that things generate and made it a little bit more logical. But I hope you enjoyed this short little video. I know it's not exactly the same length of the videos that I normally do, but I wanted to get this out there just to show you what is possible in the new snapshots. And who knows, maybe we'll come back to this seed at some point here and come back to me and just running around. We'll see some other stuff as the snapshots go along. So we'll see how things change in the snapshots, and maybe we'll start a little mini series with me going through the snapshots here in survival, just to show you what I'm able to find in these things. But Urban Renewal and All of Fabric 4 will be coming back to the channel here soon. All Fabric 4 next week, and Urban Renewal more than likely this weekend. So stick around for that. But whatever you do tonight, on your way out the door, if you like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. If you join the Discord, that's even better. But whatever you do, please make sure that you go out tonight, play some games, have some fun. I'll see you all again real soon. Have a good night, everybody.